everybody. My name's Austin.
Hi, Austin.
I'm going to be your student physical therapist today.
Okay.
So I know that we've been working on the spasticity on that left gastroc just to kind of get it moving easier. So now what I'd like to do today is work on the power in that muscle, just so that you're able to generate the force that you need to walk back and forth between classes fast enough.
Perfect.
So you just hopped off the bike, so we've kind of woken up your brain and primed it for some good motor learning. So we're going to go ahead and get up on our treadmill, but I see that you're kind of leaning over onto that right stable side.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's something that we've worked on a lot. So what I want to do is have you face this mirror when we do get on our treadmill, just to make sure that we can keep an eye on that and have you weight bearing equally. So go ahead and step up on our trampoline here. Step up on that with that strong right side. Very nice. Just kind of turn to your left, and we're going to face that mirror. And spread those feet a little bit more for me, just so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Good. And do you feel like you're kind of leaning towards that right side a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
You can kind of see that in the mirror as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you to do, just like we've been working on, is bringing that left hip, and you're going to push into my hand there, and just bringing that weight over. I'm just going to push a little bit through your shoulder, just to bring that trunk with us. Good. And now you can kind of relax and come back onto that right. And then push through that left, just so that you can feel it even, and it looks pretty even there. Perfect. So, since we're going to be kind of new to jumping since your stroke, I'm going to talk you through a little mental imagery, and we're just going to get a picture of what this is going to look like in your head before we actually practice it.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is close your eyes, and just picture that idea of jumping up and down on a trampoline. I'm sure you've been on one before, just how that feels to be bouncing up and down, and up and down. Feeling that tension of the trampoline push up through your feet. We're going to use that to help us out today. So what I want you to do is just start by picturing pushing through your toes, pushing down through that surface, and kind of increasing the tension, and you feel it push back against you. And as you push down through your toes, focus on picking up through that heel. So work on building that image in your mind of those heels coming up off the surface of the trampoline as you're pushing down through your toes. And you're just eventually increasing the speed and rhythm of that, so that eventually you're just popping up and down by pushing through those toes and feeling your heels come up and just pushing faster and faster to create that jumping. So do you feel like you have a pretty good idea of what that looks like in your head?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now while you're looking in this mirror here, I just want you to focus. We're going to start with just those toes, pushing through there. Getting used to that feeling, and then slowly incorporate picking up the heel, and just trying to pick it up a little bit more each time. Doing really well there, awesome. And then just increasing the speed of that, just so that eventually you're pushing down through the toes and kind of bouncing there. Awesome. And that's going to be what jumping is going to feel like, and you're just going to increase how much your heels are coming up off of that surface. So pushing down through those toes. Awesome. And you can go ahead and relax. So do you see how you kind of started to shift over to this right side again as you did some jumping?
Yeah.
All right. So I just want you to work on again, pushing through that left hip.
Okay.
Just to feel equal between left and right, pressure on your feet.
Okay.
And when you were jumping there, did you notice any muscles that were working particularly hard in your legs?
Yeah, my like calves.
Yeah, on the back there.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. That's just what we want to feel. Did it feel like one side was maybe working harder?
Yeah, the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in addition to feeling equal pressure between the left and right, I also want you to work on feeling like both the right and left side are working as hard in this back part of your leg.
Okay.
So just working on weight bearing through that left and putting equal force, pushing up through those toes. So now that you kind of have an idea for it, we're going to be doing 30 seconds of this, and we're going to shoot for 3 repetitions of that.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, you can work on pushing through those toes and just picking up that normal rhythm that you're doing excellent at. And we're going to do this for about 30 seconds. And this is really going to help work on the power that those muscles are able to produce. So as we get stronger at this, we're going to be increasing how high you jump, how fast you're going through your toes, and working on increasing that. But you're looking great right now. So you can go ahead and relax. That was about 30 seconds. All right, thanks, Ayla.
Thank you.
Hi Austin, my name is Haley and I'm going to be your student physical therapist today. And you just warmed up on the bike, which is great, what we want to get your brain primed for this next activity. So, last time you worked on a trampoline, trying to increase the power of your gasha back here. And that's to help with the speed when crossing the street, when trying to get to class in time. So, what I'm going to do this time is have you on the ground instead of on a trampoline. The reason for that is it's less squishy and it doesn't give you that kind of momentum as you're going up and down. You have to create that yourself, but I feel like you're ready for that. So, what I'm going to have you do is stand right there, great. I also noticed this time you're a lot more symmetrical in your stance, which is great. And that's what we want to continue as we're jumping, okay? So, what I want you to do is do 5 jumps just on the ground for me. Good. So, you go ahead and tell me how you felt that went.
It's definitely harder being on the ground compared to the trampoline, which kind of lifts me up, and not quite as slow as what I was doing with the treadmill or trampoline.
Yeah. So you were a little bit slower on this one, which is something we want to work on because power has to do with speed. So you need to go quickly as you're doing this. So what I have is a metronome. And so I am going to press the metronome, you're going to listen to it, and as the beat goes, you're going to try to jump on those same beats, okay? Making sure you're standing up nice and tall. When you're ready, I'm going to press it, so you get the idea, and then jump with it. Good. Okay, go ahead and stop when you're ready. Good. So, what I noticed is that you leaned a little bit more towards your right side on this one, trying to go a little bit faster, which is understandable.
Yeah, I felt that too.
Okay, good. I also noticed at the beginning that you didn't quite have the beat, but at the end you did, which is exactly what we want. So, what I'm going to have you do is for 30 seconds, we're going to go to this metronome. It's going to be challenging, and I understand that, but just do the best that you can. And then we'll take a break after 30 seconds, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna do this, ready, go. Okay, so after 30 seconds, go ahead and relax. Good, so go ahead and tell me how you felt that went.
It was a lot harder. I feel those muscles on the back of my leg working a lot harder.
Did you notice that it wasn't quite on beat? Sometimes it was a little easier, I think, to jump. But we're just going to continue to work on that. We're going to do it 2 more times after we make sure we're checking your heart rate and it's lowered and ready to go.
Okay.
After that, we would go ahead and we're going to practice now going up and jumping as high as we can, okay? I know this may seem a little scary, we haven't done this before, but let's start with having you bend your arms as much as possible. Great. Now I'm going to have you go into a little bit of a squat position. Good. And then from there, don't go quite yet, but I'm going to have you go up onto your toes and then back down. I'm going to place my hand here. Good. Let's do that 5 times. So really trying to explode up is the idea. Good. 1 more. Good. Okay. So now I'm going to have you do that 1 time, just jumping straight up into the air and back down. But I want you to go quickly as you do that, okay? Good. Okay. So I noticed that you jumped a lot more with your right foot on that one.
Okay.
You noticed that as well. And so I want you to try to place both feet a little bit further, really shift over to both sides equal. And as you jump up, going as high up as you can quickly, okay? Good, much better. And on the way down, great job. No knee collapse or anything. Wonderful. So we're gonna do this 3 times in total. Making sure you have rest in between as you need. And that is the session for today. Any questions?
No, thanks,
Okay,
Taylor.
great, thank you.
Hi Jacob, my name's Erin. I'm going to be your student physical therapist for the day.
Okay.
So I hear we're having trouble with the muscle that's on the front of your leg, getting that toe up when we're walking. So what we're gonna do is this muscle in the back is the muscle that may be having spasticity, which is just a form of the muscle doesn't know when to turn off and on. So activating this muscle may actually inhibit this muscle while we're working. So what we're gonna do is try and get this muscle in the front working. So we're gonna do that on the treadmill.
Okay.
We already warmed up with that mental imagery, so we actually visualize how we wanna walk, how we wanna bring our toe up every time that we're moving our foot through space.
Right.
And we always wanna hit with that heel each time. So we're gonna work on bringing our toes up and then bringing it forward. So now that we visualize that, I actually have an idea of what that pattern looks like. We're gonna hop on the treadmill, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to help you move your foot each time. So I'm
Okay.
gonna bring it forward for you, showing the toe up that I want each time.
Okay.
As you get better, I'll get to put less and less input in, and you'll get to move it more yourself. But this should just help you get that movement pattern and help activate that muscle in the front to stop the muscle activity on the back.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna hop on the treadmill. We would have warmed up for 5 minutes, and then we would actually just be doing warm up to get your aerobic system going so that you feel really good. We're not gonna go super fast today. The goal is more to activate that muscle on the front and less to be a proper gait pattern, which we can work on in our progression. So right now we're gonna go at a speed that is comfortable for you and for me as well, moving your foot forward. Okay? So we're gonna start pretty slow. Does this feel too slow or should we go a little quicker?
This is good.
This is good? Okay, we're gonna stay here. So, what I want you to think is once we get here, lift your toe.
Okay.
Lift your toe. There you go. Lift your toe. Good. Lift your toe. Good. Lift your toe. Good. Lift your toe. Good. Lift your toe. There you go. Much better. Lift your toe. Lift your toe. Lift your toe. We would do this 15 times with this leg. And then Jacob, if you can you hit the stop button for me? Good. So, what I noticed while we were going is your toes were coming up some of the time. I didn't have to do all of the work. And that happened near the end as you were getting more the hang of it, which is great. So what I want us to do is I want to see if I can give you even less input now. So
Okay.
lift your toes on your own using that muscle in the front, okay?
Okay. Hit this.
Yeah, let's go to the one. We'll go one. Perfect. There you go. Lift your toe. Better. Lift your toe. 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 Nice. Lift your toe. And I'm barely doing anything now. Lift your toe. Lift your toe. Lift your toe. Good. Lift your toe. Lift your toe. Lift your toe. Good. And you can hit stop for me. So we would do this one more repetition. What do you think? How do you think that one went compared to the last go around?
I definitely feel like I can bend my leg forward and kind of bring it through without catching it. So
Good.
much. So that felt better. It just feels like I get a lot of that, this bouncing, the spasticity that they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just feels like I get that more when we're going slow, so.
Okay, so maybe the next route is we're gonna start going faster.
Okay.
And that'll be our progression, is we'll get going faster since now I don't have to do as much work here as well. I know that this muscle's starting to turn on, we'll get closer to a normal gait pattern.
Cool.
Great, perfect.
Hi Erin, my name's Jacob. I'm
Hi.
gonna be your student physical therapist today.
Okay.
So last time we saw you, we worked on the treadmill. We started working on some of that TA activation on the front of your leg to kind of help use that reciprocal inhibition, which is just turning off that spastic calf in the back.
Mhm.
So today, since you've been getting so much better, like bringing your foot through, and since we've already before this done some mental imagery, just kind of like going through how we're gonna walk
Mhm.
and everything, and we warmed up a little bit on the bike, on the treadmill. Since we've done that, we're gonna get you on the treadmill again. We're gonna see how you're walking, and then see if we can start making you walk a little faster.
Okay.
Since we were talking about last time, the spasticity did kind of increase. The best thing about now walking on a treadmill, we're gonna go fast, like 2 miles an hour, kind of like a normal walk,
Mhm.
is because we can have you, although it's speed the spasticity is speed dependent, this helps a lot of stuff in our brain get the right muscles working, so we can go. So what we're gonna do first, you might, we gate belt you just in case. Not that you're gonna fall anyways, but just in case we ever need it.
Sure.
Okay. And then go ahead and hop up onto the treadmill for me.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go for it. Okay, so go ahead, we're gonna hit this right here. And then we're gonna go up to 2 miles an hour. How's this speed feel right here? Do you still feel like you're pretty warmed up?
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Okay, so what I want you to do is we're gonna start off pretty easy, and just like last time, I want you to do 15 steps. We're gonna count to 15 on this leg, and we're just gonna step to the tape, okay?
Okay.
Good job, that's it, great job.
What part of my foot do you want hitting the tape?
It looks like you're starting to like hit with your toe a little bit, so focus on getting your heel past the red tape.
Oh, okay.
Great job. Good, I like your step wing. How's the spasticity feeling?
It's all right. It's better.
How you feeling? You getting tired at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. How about now? You getting a little bit tired?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, go ahead and pause it. We'll just hit this real quick. And you can go ahead and take a break. Tell me kind of what you were feeling.
It feels like my calf wants to start getting that spasticity that you're talking about. Like it wants to jiggle a little bit, but then right as you stopped it, it's getting better.
Good. Okay, so some things that I noticed you did really good,
Mhm.
bringing your foot through, and you're definitely getting better at clearing that toe.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were asking where you wanted me to step to the tape, that's awesome, because I noticed as you were going, that spasticity came back a couple times, and you would point your toe as you were going into the tape. So what I really want you to focus on is bringing those hips and keeping those toes up through and stepping to your heel to the tape.
Okay.
And we're gonna do this just until you get tired. It'll seem to about around 20 reps is that you got tired. We're gonna go
Yeah.
there again, see if we can't push it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, all right, we'll get started. There we go. Bring you up to speed again. Okay. All right, there's 2 miles an hour. How does this feel right here?
Good.
Not too fast?
Mm-mm.
Calf feeling okay?
Mm-hmm.
Great job. Step through. Nice. Almost there, almost there. How you feeling? Not too tired?
Mm-mm. No, it's getting there though.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How you feeling?
Good.
Tired?
Tired.
Okay, let's go ahead and stop there then. Go ahead and take a break. Okay, Aaron, that was really good. That progression definitely went better than we were all expecting. That's awesome. You're doing great. You're stepping through the tape. Hopefully now here very soon that we're not gonna need the rest of the facilitation. We can really start working